Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sean Enjoy Happy Hours, aka Sock Talks. Glad to be here with you here with. Oh my God, Sean, take
I
over.
told you not to drink the vodka yet. My goodness, Joy. I
It's only.
swear.
Oh,
Welcome
geez.
to Alcoholics Anonymous. I got my pen. No, sorry. Um, Hi, Joy. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Sean. So,
What would you
oh
like to talk
goodness
about this
gracious.
week?
Yeah, let's talk about what was this week like last. Oh, crazy. It's a crazy week for me, but it's all good. So, hey, we decided today that maybe it might be a good conversation, Sean, since both of us are in networking groups
Okay,
and we network a lot. You cannot possibly go to every meeting and say the same thing. It
I do.
just,
I say the exact same thing every single now.
yeah.
Now, especially like with BNI, you have your 30-second or 60-second. Who you ask for could be the same, whether that's realtors or mortgage lenders or whatever. But your 30-second, I think you have to mix it up. Um, Now, I still stick with send out cards.
Hmm.
Like the first week, I'm like green or still, and I'm like, and then I thought about that. I'm like, that doesn't resonate with anybody within the group. So in my, at least for me, I'm still leading with I'm Sean Barklow with send out cards, best relationship development team. Best relationship development. Yeah, see, can't even say it. Should have been drinking either. And to build relationships, to stay top of mind, to say the things you should say, which is always kind of my beginning. And then it'll maybe an example of a card, or hey, did you know we have gifts? And when I threw this up, I did is, hey, everybody pay attention. We have things like this, and it got me two or three people that
Hmm.
said, what? Wow. It's not just the brownies. So it's, changing it up every week. So I'm maybe hitting different aspects of send out cards. Did you know you could schedule your birthday cards for the entire year?
Hmm.
Um, so it's just trying to every week do something different, another kind of benefit of send out cards, if you think of it that way. That because and I just told this person that I just did a Zoom with, I don't care how many presentations I do, whether that's my BNI group or you're speaking to a group, inevitably somebody goes, so do I need somebody's email address? No, it's a real
I know.
card.
I know. The physical
Oh,
card. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. How
Yeah.
long you been listening to me or
Yeah.
not listening to me?
Yeah.
So yeah, just I think at just kind of changing it. What do I want to talk about this week, and kind of having it somewhat scripted, having it in your mind. Don't try to wing it each
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
So how about you? I know you just recently rejoined a group. So
Yeah,
how
I
are you
did.
doing the process?
I did, and one of the things I know when I do my introduction, I'm Joy Klahanitz. I do say I'm with Greener still, but my focus is send out cards.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's kind of how I frame it. And I said we're the number one relationship marketing system in the world. You know, sending out tangible touch, and of course, then they think, what's tangible touch? I mean,
Right.
just things like that. But I kind of lead into, I have ahead of time, I know what kind of area I'm going to cover, which, like I say, right now is mostly send out cards,
Sure.
but it's like I start out with a testimony. I might first of all say something like, business owners reach out to me because, and I have a list of all touch points, of things
Sure.
that kind. And so they reach out to me because they're not getting enough referrals, or they reach out to me because they're frustrated with the system they have, or something like that. I always pick something different each time. I don't say
Right.
da 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 da. Yeah, I pick something different each time, and then I try to do a testimony. I said, and sometimes they're personal. I mean, the one I did today was like a total personal testimony, where somebody reached out to me. I had sent them a sympathy card with the
Mhm.
picture of their loved one that passed, and she just, I mean, this just literally happened 2 days ago. And she sent a message to me, just saying, like, thank you so much for the card. It did make me cry, happy tears. And she says, it's on my mantle that I can remember all the time. The next sentence that came out, like next sentence she wrote out, she says, I want to talk to you soon about your business.
There you go.
Now, this person, and I went back in the history, I've sent her 13 cards in the
Sure.
course of the last 10 years. Now, that's not a lot, But
Right.
that's how, just keeping in touch, and none of them were, well, I should say maybe one of them was a campaign card. Everything else was just those
Personal
personal cards. So
prompting.
it's just an example of, you just do it for the right reasons,
Right.
and people are going to kind of navigate for you.
Yeah. I'll also give great questions to ask. So a great question you can ask everybody is, how do you show appreciation to your customers, to your
That's great.
and to your employees?
Hmm.
I had a I have a realtor in my group. I met at her office. She introduced me to her broker 3 weeks ago. It was his birthday. So I sent him a belated birthday card with some brownies. Then I sent him another card. Well, Monday, he's like, "Are you at the Remax R4?" And I'm like, "No." In Orlando, like, "No." And it's some Remax, I think it's for brokers, and they're having some big 3 or 4 day event. He goes, "Well, I want to talk to you about me showing appreciation to my realtors." So they must have had a segment. They talked about something, I'm sure, that triggered, oh, well, send out. Maybe they mentioned send out cards.
Hmm.
So having questions that you can get out there so people find it easy to say, how do how do you say thank you to your employees? How do you say thank you to customers? And when you go, when you get the what? I got this guy you should talk to. It's got a great way for you to do it. Then they're not having to explain everything, and it's an easy referral because if you think I have over 100 people in my group, if they each know 400 people on average, that's 40,000 people
Hmm.
that they have that they have in their sphere. That
Yeah.
if I'm saying, ask this question this week, and if I even get a handful that do it, that could be referrals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
That's
you're right. Just or why are people reaching out to me? I really like that. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah. Gosh, that's like, to kind of sum things up as we move forward. Have a list of those kind of things. Have a list of questions to
Sure.
ask them.
Yep.
And then the other thing that at the end of the mind today, I said to them, I said, a good referral for me, when you are out and about and you are talking to people, listen for things like,
Right.
my business is picking up, but not as fast as I wanted it to,
I wish I
or
got more
I
referrals
want
from
to
my
get more,
clients.
the same kind of things, listen to those kind of
Yep.
things. Are you happy with the way your business is bouncing back? No, I'm not, things like that. So if you give people things to think about, especially when you're in networking groups like BNI, I want to say so strict, but they're so focused on helping each other,
Right.
then those help them. That helps them, give them ideas
Right.
on what to look for, and you're right, Sean. I just rejoined my BNI group, and it's been 5 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks now. And today, we have 26 people in our group. Out of that 26, I had 4 testimonies,
Okay. Yeah.
and they all came from, I always focus on a speaker. The speaker is always going to get a card and brownies from me afterwards,
Right.
and that's just anything I go to. So they're always going to get card and brownies. But the one-to-ones that I'm doing, I'm following up with cards on that.
Oh, absolutely.
So all these people are receiving these cards now, and they're
And
like,
then do you have your BNI group within send out cards?
not yet.
Because
That's a conversation. Yeah, yeah.
I did that right as I went and got addresses, as I did one-on-ones, I would add them. And
Oh,
I started,
you're talking about in a group in
yeah,
your
in send out
download. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
in
Yes,
send out cards.
yes, yes.
Um, so I think I did a Halloween card, I did a Thanksgiving card, I did an after Christmas card, I did a St. Patrick's Day card. So, met with somebody today, the president of our chapter, we're talking, I just love getting your cards. And I need to do it because my niece's birthday was last week and I thought of you. I don't want to forget
Yeah,
birth. And he's like, I don't remember birthdays.
yeah.
I need this to do that. Um, so what about hey, Joy, nice to meet you. And they're not in your networking group. What do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah.
Boy, cut me on the spot here, Sean. What do I do, right?
That should
What
be,
do I do?
come on, what do you
Hey,
do? What do you do, Joy?
I help people stay better connected with each other. That's probably the first thing that comes out of my mouth. I help people stay better connected. Now, there's other words, there's other things you could say, had I not been thrown that question right in my face there,
Well,
Sean.
it could be you're at the grocery store and somebody
I
asks you
know
that. So
it
you
could
better
be.
be ready.
Could be. I mean, there's some people that'll like, whip out the phone. Let me show you. I mean, that's a little bit too brazen, I think. So what do you say, Sean? What do you do?
It's kind of the same thing. I help people build better relationships, using an app or a website. And then, well, tell me about it. And I usually go with it. It's really a visual thing. I'd
Yes.
love to, love to share it with you. Let's set an appointment. When do you have time for a Zoom? That's,
Yeah.
nowadays, that's an easy thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to meet face
Yeah.
to face.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all about setting the appointment. Whenever you have those kind of conversations and somebody comes back with that, it's all about getting the appointment set because it doesn't do you justice, it doesn't do the company justice or your business by trying to like pick and choose what to say, or try to piece every little thing. Well,
no,
you only have to pay like two, you can actually get free,
or puke. Yeah. And then they do this. Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah,
What? Oh,
yeah.
I gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So it's just, yeah, the
Let the
basic like
site, we have the tools. Let them work for you when in that aspect. Um, and I think within your networking group, when you get beyond, like we only have 30 seconds, so it's hard for me to cram a lot of stuff in there. And there's 100 people, and
yeah,
I know not all of them are listening.
yeah.
So the one-on-ones become more important
It's
to
exactly right.
really then dive into more things. Like
Mhm.
when our president, hey, you can schedule those birthday cards. You can do them today. You can schedule them out for the entire year. Well, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, because I don't think I've said that.
Yeah.
And our first conversation we had was I wanted to know more about you. So
Yes.
we didn't get into those kind of
Yeah.
features or
Yeah.
benefits. So I think that I would use your 30 or 60-second commercial, just like you kind of said, help them understand why businesses come to see joy and you send out cards. And then what are some great questions I can ask to pique some interest that I can introduce you?
Yeah.
If you do those two things and keep it, your ask can be consistent. I always ask, as always, a realtor, and I usually preface it with a successful realtor, a successful mortgage broker, because we all know that the more successful somebody is, they understand, they get it,
Hmm.
you know.
I like to use the phrase too, business professionals.
Sure.
Business professionals come to me because, or business professionals are interested because, kind of thing. But seriously, everyone's listening to this. Just take out a piece of paper and just start making a list of all the pain points of business owners,
That's
and
what people,
and
yep.
ask them. Yeah, and just
And
have that, and it'll help you.
and if you can be specific, like it's hard for me to be specific with certain people because I'm new to Florida. And I was in a power team yesterday, and one of the attorneys was saying, other attorneys, are great. And the guy was like, well, attorneys, that doesn't mean anything to me. Specifically, what kind of attorney? So when you say, and I see it in my group all the time, I'm looking for Bob Smith at the Remax office, you'll see in the chat, oh, I know Bob, I can connect you.
Yeah.
So if you can be specific on your ask,
Hmm.
um, as much as possible. And just like yours, hey, I've helped top salesperson. I at XYZ company. I've helped a car dealership. I've helped it because that's what triggers. Oh, I know somebody that works at or does that. That's a great, So it's just, and you get better at it as you do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
figure out what works and doesn't work, and
Exactly, exactly. I had, I guess about 2 weeks ago, a real estate office, they sent out a newsletter to everybody and said that we are partnering with Send Out Cards.
huh,
And I
all
thought,
right,
oh, well, this is like really cool. Now the girl I have here, she's actually an affiliate on my team, and I've
okay,
been to her office, and I just did another presentation on a Zoom this past, 2 weeks ago. So it was kind of like, what does that mean? And after reading, and they only sent me the little piece of it. So afterward, before the meeting, I said, can you give me the whole article? What did they
sure,
say to you and everything? And it was really just a list of different companies that work with this gold standard, or the one gold standard group. And the person that actually partnered was, I think she's an affiliate, but just was able to get her video and stuff out there. But it makes like the whole organization look like, whoa, we're partnering. We Send Out Cards. Who in my area is doing Send Out Cards?
right,
And it made me start to think about it. Like, what, if you get an insurance agent with, say Allstate, or whatever, and you've got them working with you, what kind of keeps you from not saying to other people, well, I'm partnering with Allstate,
sure, no,
and
absolutely,
there's, because you're not saying anything out of line.
no.
and that just kind of like just can kind of help you in all kinds of angles.
Absolutely. Well, I know
Yeah.
an Allstate agent. I'll introduce you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, and you have and again, you have all these different companies that say, well, we can't because we have our own materials, da, 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 and all that. But you know what? The, you can do it. They
Yeah.
can do it
Yeah.
if they want to focus themselves on, I want to say happy birthday to my clients, or
Right.
something like that. There's ways they can get through it.
Yeah.
But Allstate is a good agency, by the way, that does support send out cards.
Good. Good.
I've got two different Allstate agents using the system.
I think I have one or two in Columbus. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
and that just really depends on the individual. Even if even
yes.
if their even if their company says no, I can't do it, you'll have some that toe the line. Well, I got to choose from. Okay, and then your others like it's my business. Yeah, I'm with under their name, but it's my business on how I grow it.
If I'm
I'm
following all
going
the
to use you.
compliance rules,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
I'm not trying to sell anything through the card. I'm just trying to say happy birthday, especially with financial planners. They get that a lot. You know.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
all
So
right,
I
have we
can't
covered
wait
it
for
all?
I can't wait for my
Wear a fresh shirt
huh?
when you're doing your presentation.
Yeah, do look somewhat presentable, folks. I don't
Somewhat
care,
present.
and
Yes.
especially on a Zoom, right?
Right. If you can't on a Zoom, you're in trouble. Yeah.
I know. It's so cool. But yeah, but I think make your list, have those things ready to go for yourself and just pick one of them each time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool? You have a list of both of those categories and you have a list of like 20 in each. It takes care of 40 weeks out of the year.
Yeah. And then just circle back through. And
Yeah.
then you can go more in depth in your one-to-ones.
Excuse yeah, that's exactly right. And and that and with Greener Still send out cards, you go into your one-to-ones and boy, if you listen right, you're going to be talking about Bella Cadeau. You're going to be hearing about how they like to learn for prompting you. You're going to be hearing about I like this, but I don't have the time. I mean, you're going to hear all kinds
Right.
of things that's why that's the genius of what we have, you
Absolutely.
know, is you're going to be able to feed right into all of those. So sounds good.
Perfect.
Awesome. All
Yep.
right. Well, hey, there's
Hope
another
that helped
another wrap, another happy hour.
on a
And
happy hour.
yep. So we will see you guys
Cheers.
next week. Pass it on, please pass it on. And we keep telling I think we have to keep reminding everybody on any kind of things you're doing on Facebook anymore, a comment, a hey, you're great, or this or whatever. If it's under 5 letters or five
Hey,
words,
you're really great. Heart, heart.
yeah.
And emojis count. They count emojis.
Oh, do they count emojis? Okay,
Yep.
there we go. I did not know that. So
So if
that
it's
will
you
help.
guys are great, you guys are great. That's only 4. Just put a couple hearts behind it.
Yeah.
That gets you
It
your
just keeps
5 and moves
feeding
you
up,
up.
and that's for yourself too, that's just gonna keep
Absolutely.
your feed all the way up, so just
You'll land in more people's top page if you're doing
yes,
that. It's like Google.
see more.
Facebook has kind of become Google. If you want to move up the SEO up the page, you have to be interactive. Don't just be a stalker.
Yeah, don't be a
We know
stalker.
some of you are. We know
Yeah,
who you are too.
yeah, we know who we are.
You're right.
So, all right, everybody, thanks. See you
You're
next week.
welcome. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
All right.